You know, I never thought that a discussion on bullying would could be as in depth as this one. And I gotta say, my in-person class did this same discussion this past week and came to some really interesting conclusions. And as I'm listening to this discussion, it really occurs to me several things uh, that are hard to reconcile. So I'm going to actually share with you my thoughts from that class. I first of all want to thank people like Megan C and David for bringing in some outside evidence and materials to show to other people. I think this is a great way to expand on the discussion board and to make it even better. Um, and I really do appreciate that. I'm actually posting another video myself below, which you can watch if you want, about the impact that this new law in Michigan is going to have, and it is frightening that people are able to be cruel to other people under the guise of faith or religion, because I think that no matter what religion you practice, that there's that religions aren't based on hatred, and they're not based on being mean to people. They're based on love. That's my understanding, at least, of most of the religions I've known and been familiar with. Um, here are my thoughts on this whole debate, though. Uh, I think so often we focus on those who are the being bullied, as opposed to those who are the bullies. And I think the thing is, I don't have the research to show this, but my impression is that the most people that bully have probably been bullied themselves. And I think that opens up a big can of worms, because we're punishing these people. And I'm not saying we shouldn't punish them, but perhaps a lot of times these people need help. Perhaps they're being bullied by a parent, or being bullied by a sibling, or even were just bullied by other people and then became bullies themselves. I think that bullies are not inherently evil people. I think that they're troubled and they need help, and just going to automatic punishments can be troubling. And I think we need to think about how to help these kids out. um, I also think that perhaps a lot of bullying is not on purpose, meaning that uh, if somebody's joking with you and you take offense at that, you probably think it's bullying, but that person probably just thought they were being funny. And I think that that's something to think about. That, the question I ask you is this: is bullying about just your perception, or is it about a combination of your perception and the intention of the person who you call the bully? Because I, for one, I'm kind of a silly person, and sometimes I pick on people, even pick on people in class, and I could see somebody saying that's a bullying behavior. So um, we kind of think about that, because if that's a bullying behavior, then probably the majority of people in the world are guilty of bullying in some way in that case. Um, Other things, I've had people say that sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me, and I think I got to disagree with that, because to me, you can heal any wound, other than obviously dismemberment or you die. But other than that, any wound will heal. If I get a black eye, it's going to get better. If I get a broken bone, it's probably going to heal. But if somebody scars me on the inside, scars my psyche, scars my psychological makeup, then that could be forever. And I think that's something we need to teach our kids, that we've got to be kind to people, and that we've got to be aware of what we're saying, and we also need to be assertive and tell people when they offend us. I think so often we don't tell people. We get upset, and we don't share it, and we hold it inside. And I think especially the rash of teenage suicides, or suicides amongst young people, especially those who are bullied, is obviously because they weren't talking to somebody. Because if they were talking to somebody, if they were sharing what was going on, then I don't think that would have ever happened. And it's so easy to blame somebody who's bullying and say it's your fault this person committed suicide. But I think when somebody commits suicide, it goes beyond one person. No one person can cause another person to take their life. There's a variety of reasons. They are troubled. They don't have the support system. Every person who was in that person's life. If I had a student who committed suicide, I would hold myself at least partially responsible, because I feel like there's something I should have done or should have noticed. And I think that it's nice to want to blame one person for the death of another, but when it comes to suicide, I think that's impossible. If somebody is that troubled, that means that they're not reaching out. And I think these are things that we need to think about. Um, uh, I think we need to think about how we teach our kids to deal with bullies. And I know we have this big stigma against tattling and don't tell, oh, you're a tattletale. That's a really negative connotation. And we tell people, deal with it on your own and be assertive and fight back and things like that. But when we teach people to use aggression to deal with aggression, are we not just creating more aggression in this world? And perhaps shouldn't we be teaching communication as a way? Because good communication is not about attacks. Good communication is about sharing. And and when we teach our kids to hold it inside, I think this is what could probably cause this idea that suicide is the only way out because I can't tell anybody. So I think we need to take this veil of silence off of bullying. Anyway, this was a wonderful conversation, and I appreciate everybody who participated. And I really, I just, I think if we keep going on like this, we'll have some great conversations in the last couple of weeks of class too. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and please reply below to any of my comments here. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this as well. Talk to you later. Bye bye.